We often spend a lot of time talking about financial independence, freedom and flexibility, and for many people that's kind of the aspirational aspect of personal finance. But before that, and for most people, it's far more important to think about security. How secure are your finances? Let's think about it. So I was actually making a different video this morning. I was writing out a script and thinking of ideas, and then this concept came up, and I thought actually this concept by itself is probably worth making a video about. A lot of people are attracted to the idea of financial independence and having enough money to do what they want and freedom and all that kind of thing. But for most people, before that, and much more important, is to think about your financial security. And I've come up with a rough scale with 5 levels that shows different stages in the progression from not having financial security to being pretty much immune to money problems. Level 1 on the scale, the red level. Now this is a really bad place to be. This is where you don't have any resources whatsoever. So any kind of financial problem is going to be an enormous problem for you and could result in things like debt or homelessness or being in a lot of trouble. So we want to get out of this level as soon as possible. Level 2 is the orange level. So it's still not particularly safe down here, but it's slightly better. So you might have access to, say, family members that could help you in an emergency. You might have a credit card. You might have access to debt so that in an emergency you could get some money somehow, even though that would probably cause problems for you in the future as well. Level 3, the yellow level. So this is better still. It's still not great, but it's much better. And actually, a lot of people are not at the yellow level yet. So the yellow level would be you have some kind of emergency fund, some savings, where you could cover some expenses, but maybe not major ones. You might also have some slack in your budget so that you're not spending your entire paycheck every month. So the yellow level is good, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. After that, we get to the green level, and the green level is a really good place to be. And in my experience, most people are not at the green level yet. With the green level, you would have an emergency fund, you would have slack in your budget, but you would also have quite considerable savings and investments. So several years worth of living expenses saved and invested. That you could draw on if you needed to. You might also have some passive income in the form of rent or dividends or royalties or something like that, where you're getting income without having to work for it. And being in the green level means that you're probably quite ready for a normal retirement. So, if you reach pension age and you started receiving nenkin or a pension and you had your, several years worth of living expenses to supplement that, you'd probably have a fairly comfortable retirement. The green level is an excellent place to be. And then finally we have the blue level, which is the kind of aspirational level. So the blue level is generally you'd be financially independent. So you'd be able to live solely off your savings and investments and passive income. So in this situation, you don't even need to worry about pensions. Getting them would be a nice bonus, but you can live off your investments. You have large financial reserves, and basically you're not really going to be affected by money problems. In my 23 years in Japan, I've actually worked my way through all of these levels. So at the beginning I was at the red level. I didn't have family in Japan, I didn't have credit in Japan. When I got here, I didn't realize that I wasn't going to be paid for the first month and a half. So I got here with a couple of $100s and very quickly ran out of money. So I spent the last couple of weeks before my first paycheck living off cup noodles or scrounging off people that I'd only just met, fellow participants on the JET program. So that was the red level for me. Once I got a paycheck and I made better friends and I met my now wife, then girlfriend, that gave me a bit more stability and I kind of moved up into the yellow level at that point. And I stayed there for quite a long time. It took about 10 years for me to get to the yellow level after that. And the problem is that I basically had a very bad relationship with money. I was getting a paycheck, I was spending my paycheck. I did get a credit card eventually after a lot of trial and error, and I did have access to those friends and my girlfriend and so on, but I didn't get beyond that until I lost my job. And this is one of the main things that changed my relationship with money. I lost my job and I was forced to really take stock and learn about personal finance and get better habits. And that's when we moved up to the yellow level. So we started saving money every month. We built up an emergency fund. We had some slack in the budget. And to get to the green level just required me to do that for a few years. So once you get to the yellow level and you develop your better financial habits, then just doing that over time for 5 years or 10 years, then you're pretty much guaranteed to get to the green level. And for us, getting to the blue level, I think we've kind of reached that now. Just required us to really increase our savings rates, so our incomes went up over time, and with that we also increased our savings rate, so that we were saving and investing 50% of our income, 60% of our income. And if you do that over time, that will also result in you reaching that position of kind of financial independence and freedom. So how about you? Where are you on this scale of financial strength? Are you still in the red zone, or have you managed to make it to orange or yellow, maybe green? Maybe you're in the blue zone, which is an incredible achievement. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.